What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity. I hope you guys are doing well. Season 3 is on the horizon. We're less than 2 weeks away from the release of Season 3 in Modern Warfare 2. And for a lot of people, they're already past their breaking point with Modern Warfare 2. There's not much that can bring them back. But for others, they are very close to their breaking point. And they're hoping that Season 3 is going to deliver something different than what Season 1 and 2 did. Now, we know already that it sounds like Gunfight is coming back into Season 3, which is great. It means more content for the players. But at the end of the day, it's been a game mode that we've had since Modern Warfare 2019. So why is it coming in Season 3? Why is it coming in 6 months after the game released? That's for only Infinity Ward to know, because I can guarantee you this was probably ready for Season 1, but they wanted to push it back so they'd have something to release in Season 3. Anyways, I don't want to use this video so much to bash Infinity Ward because I've been doing a lot of that lately. Instead, I want to use this video as an opportunity to talk about what Infinity Ward could do to really make Season 3 of Modern Warfare 2 a success, to bring people back from the brink, to bring people who left the game back to the game, and maybe get some more sales out of it. Because I know a few friends that still won't buy it because of how bad the reception has been around this game as the life cycle has continued onward. So what do we have to do? What is the big thing that can bring people back? As much as I've harped on content, I'm not necessarily going to talk about content here. I'm not going to say they need to bring in, 6 or 7 maps. No. Instead, I'm just going to talk about quality of life improvements that would change this game and transform it into a better version of itself. Because since the launch of Modern Warfare 2, since the first time I played it in the beta, I noticed this game had a good foundation, but it needed some work around the edges. It needed a few fresh coats of paint in some places that were very clearly overlooked in the initial build of the game. One of the most overlooked points of the entirety of Modern Warfare 2, and everybody has talked about it since the launch of this game, it's of course the awful user interface, or the UI. If they were able to overhaul this and give us something similar to what we've had in Black Ops Cold War or in Modern Warfare 2019, or hell, even going back to how it looked back in like Modern Warfare 2, for instance, I think that that would be something that the community would rally behind. And yes, it would mean a lot of hard work for Infinity Ward, but it would mean for the first time in this game's life cycle, they're actually showing some passion for improving this project of theirs, for improving this product that they created. And changing the user interface may seem small to some, but for a lot of people, it just makes the quality of life of the game that much better. Instead of having this eyesore of a UI to look at every single day and to navigate, you now have a cleaner, more sleek UI that's easier to navigate, and it'll just bring more players in for the quality of life improvement that it would be. And I know to some this doesn't matter, but I know for others this is a big breaking point for Modern Warfare 2. The next thing that they would need to change is overhaul the perk system back to the original 3 tiers of perks. I've talked about this in prior videos, but I'm going to hammer this point home again. If they came out and they said we're going back to the original 3-tier perk system that we had back in COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 in 2009, I think that you have a lot of people jumping on the back of that and being pumped about it. Not just because the perk system in this game makes no sense, not because the time release perk system was a bad idea, it was just a huge oversight. Because it's not anything anyone ever asked for or ever wanted. And I think it would just create a little bit more perk diversity as well if you narrowed it down to a 3-tier perk system. I would like to see it. I think it would make for more diverse gameplay, and overall it would make the game better. The next change is obviously a change that we've heard from everybody since this game launched, which is, of course, Dead Silence becoming a perk. It's just not a question anymore. If you came out and that was one of the headlines of Season 3, I think a lot of people would rejoice. I think the pros would be pumped. I think the player base would be pumped. And I think it would be something that would actually mean something to this community. And instead, they're just being too hard-headed about this because they think for whatever reason that noobs are going to die more often or aren't going to keep playing their game. I don't know why they're so obsessed with new players instead of trying to target their already huge fan base and curating the game to them, but for whatever reason, they feel the new players are the ones that need the game curated to them. It doesn't make any sense, and it's been a mistake since they started doing it way back in Modern Warfare 2019. The next big change is going to be the sound design. Not only are we going to make footsteps a little bit quieter, but we're also going to change the sound design on a lot of these helicopters and the jets, because there's just so much noise pollution when you're playing Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. The noise pollution in this game just makes it so you can't really hear anything. You don't know what direction you're potentially getting shot in, because there's just so much stuff going on that you can hear all the way across the map. And on top of it, the voice lines that have been recorded that are just being shoved down your throat every 2 seconds when you're trying to, be in a combat with an enemy, or trying to figure out what area an enemy is coming from, because the footsteps are so indistinctive sometimes. The voice lines don't help, and that's not to say that the voice actors shouldn't get any recognition for what they did. I have no issue with that, but the voice lines don't add anything to the gameplay. If anything, they subtract from it, because they just add to the noise pollution that you get from game to game. And lastly, a complete spawn overhaul. I think part of the reason why these maps feel so big is because the spawn points make it so the maps feel really, really big. I was playing the museum map recently, and the amount of times I felt that I was spawning in dead zones that made me traverse the map for, 30 seconds just to get an area where I might see a gunfight or might encounter a gunfight was astronomical, and that's not how it should be. The spawn point should be configured in a way that gets you into the action right away. That's how Call of Duty used to be. Spawn points were invented in a way so that you'd have choke points and you could have flake routes. But you can't have that in this, because you're running for sometimes upwards of a minute without finding anyone. And that's a huge subtraction to these maps. So I feel that the spawn points need to be a little bit more claustrophobic, a little bit more on top of each other, strategically of course, so that the gameplay feels a little bit more faster paced, especially at 6v6. This isn't as notable at 10v10, but it is noticeable a lot at 6v6. So that's kind of it for this video today. I just wanted to go over some thoughts that would change the quality of life. Now, obviously, I'd love to see more maps come into Season 3, some remaster maps, some new maps, and just being able to have more of an experience with more content would be fantastic for everybody in Modern Warfare 2. But if it was just to come down to quality of life improvements, that's what I'd like to see. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, because that's what this channel is all about. It's about creating a conversation and a community here. So please let me know what you think of what you'd like for Season 3 of Modern Warfare 2. Anyways, that's all the time I have for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, can you please hit that like button? If you're new here and you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 400 subs. Unbelievable. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.